This is VOA News, reporting by Ramon's Day stopped supplying gas to Poland and Bulgaria, the two NATO and EU members said. An escalation in the deepening rift between the West and Moscow over Ukraine as tensions also surged in neighboring Moldova. Kiev accused Moscow of blackmailing Europe and of trying to drag Moldova into the conflict after authorities in the Moscow-backed region said they had been targeted by a series of attacks. Staunch Kremlin opponent Poland is among the European countries seeking the toughest possible sanctions against Russia for invading Ukraine. And now Poland said supplies from energy giant Gazprom via Ukraine and Belarus will be cut on Wednesday. But Warsaw said it did not need to draw on reserves and its gas storage was 76% full. Russian President Vladimir Putin has called on so-called unfriendly countries to pay for gas imports in rubles, a move only a few buyers have implemented so far. Bulgaria, which is almost completely reliant on Russian gas imports, said it had fulfilled all its contractual obligations with Gazprom, and the proposed new payment scheme was in breach of the arrangement. The invasion of Ukraine, launched on February 24th, has left thousands dead or injured, reduced towns and cities to rubble, and forced more than 5 million people to flee abroad. Moscow calls its actions a special operation to disarm Ukraine and protect it from fascists. Ukraine and the West say that's a false pretext for an unprovoked war to seize territory in a move that has sparked fears of wider conflict in Europe unseen since World War II. This is VOA News. Turkey faces growing domestic and international backlash over the conviction of a Turkish philanthropist who was imprisoned for life without parole on Monday on charges of seeking to overthrow the government. The case, widely condemned as politically motivated, could strain ties with Turkey's Western allies. Dorian Jones reports from Istanbul.
The life sentence given to Osman Kavala and the imprisonment of 7 others to 18 years for seeking to overthrow the government continues to trigger national and international outrage. Emma Sinclair Webb, Turkey representative of the New York-based Human Rights Watch, criticized the sentencing.
It's really a warning, not just to human rights defenders and to civil society, but to the whole society, that criticism and oppositional statements and activities will be targeted. It's a warning to everyone that this government will come after you if it wants to.
Many of Turkey's Western allies also condemned the conviction. In a statement, U.S. State Department spokesman Ned Price called for Kavala's release, saying the verdict was deeply troubling and unjust. Turkish Justice Minister Becky Bozdar responded, saying the countries had no right to criticize Turkey's judiciary. Kavala's prosecution has become a symbol of what critics say is Turkey's authoritarian slide under President Recep Tayyip Erdogan's rule, an accusation the president strongly rejects. In 2019, Kavala's prosecution was ruled politically motivated by the European Court of Human Rights, which called for his immediate release. But with Erdogan playing a pivotal role in seeking to end the Russia-Ukraine conflict, analysts suggest Erdogan is likely calculating that the diplomatic fallout will likely be confined to angry rhetoric. But with Kavala and his co-defendants expected to appeal their convictions, the controversy will likely continue. Dorian Jones, VOA News, Istanbul.
The United States on Tuesday criticized Tunisian President Kais Saied for giving himself the power to name the next election chief, urging respect for democratic norms. Quote, the United States is deeply concerned by the Tunisian president's decision to unilaterally restructure Tunisia's independent high authority for election, State Department spokesman Ned Price told reporters. Recapping our top story, Russia will on Wednesday stop supplying gas to Poland and Bulgaria, the two NATO EU members said. An escalation in the deepening rift between the West and Moscow over Ukraine, as tensions are also surging in neighboring Moldova. Find more at voanews.com. Reporting by remote, I'm Joe Ramsey, VOA News.